What is up, my planting people? My name is Lithius and welcome to Roots Ready. Today I am going to be showing you my 5 favorite plants for the month of February. Stay tuned for more. So a lot of these plants that are on the list today, I've chosen them because they've just went into overdrive, I think in anticipation for spring. A lot of my plants, and not only these ones, but a lot of my plants are now putting out new growth, which is really exciting. After that winter dormancy period or that winter slowdown time that they take, because the weather is a bit colder, there's less light, so a lot of the plants tend to grow a little bit more slowly. They don't tend to put out any new leaves, any inflorescence. So a lot of these plants, I've chosen them because they have started to put out some new growth, and I'm so excited. So the first one on that list is the tried and true, my Magnificum cross Regale. Boom, boom, boom. Guys, I am so happy with this plant. Not only because it's got some new growth over here, you can see that, and I hope it's going to be another monster. This was an absolutely huge leaf, as you can see. I think it measures, it's about 40 centimeters in length, probably a bit taller, a bit longer. And this one popped up after I propagated this plant. It was on quite a large chunk, so I chopped it off, and this leaf sort of took a little side step, a little back step, and it's a little bit smaller. But now that this plant has settled in and is growing roots like crazy, I expect this leaf to be either in between these two or as big as this one. So I'm really looking forward to that. The keen among you will realize that there is an inflorescence. Guys, I am so excited. It's going strong. So I don't know if you guys have seen my previous video, and I think I mentioned it in there that this plant did put out an inflorescence for me last month. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, when I transferred it into my makeshift grow tent behind me, I think the change, it sort of shocked it, probably a bit more light than it was expecting, than it was used to. So the inflorescence just sort of went soft and it just died. So I think the plant rejected it, which is fine because it was focusing on a lot of roots. So now that I have the opportunity, I am going to be definitely pollinating this bad boy, and I'm thinking to use some of the Anthurium Cutucuense pollen that I've collected over the last 2 inflorescences from that plant, and using it to pollinate this one. So it will be a Magnificum cross Regale cross Cutucuense. So I imagine that the leaf shape is going to be quite interesting. So just because of that, and because of the hope of what's to be, I've chosen this plant as the first favorite for February 2022. All right, I'm ready. Let's go. So the next plant on my list is another Anthurium, and it's one that I've spoken about sometimes, just occasionally on this channel, but not too much. And the reason why is because there wasn't really much to report on, but there is now. Guys, let me introduce you again to the Anthurium Cutucuense. Guys, come on. So slender, so beautiful. Ignore this leaf. It's the oldest leaf, and it's it's dying back. But I'm just gonna wait until it goes completely yellow before chopping it off. But guys, just look at that. We've got 2 wonderful leaves. The last time I showed you guys, this one was just on its way out. It's still quite in its juvenile form, which means that it's just one single sort of blade. But as it matures, it develops a tri sort of sector leaf. And the reason why I've chosen this plant as my second favorite plant is because of this one right here, guys. It's putting out another leaf, and I just love the way it comes in as a bright red. Guys, just have a look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's sort of almost unassuming, but it's just beautiful all the same. And I'm hoping that it's longer than this one. There's no signs of it becoming a tri-sector. there's like a little, let's see if you guys can see that. There's like a tiny little nub. Can you see that? At the top. I might be plucking at strings here. Is that the saying? It is today. I might be imagining things, but hopefully the leaf after this will start to show some form of maturity. And I think the reason why this plant has really taken off, because when I first got it, it took a little while. It threw out this leaf right here, and then it just took a little pause, a little back step. And then after a few months, then I was lucky enough to have this one. And then very soon afterwards, before this one was hardened off, this one was already poking its head out of its sheath. So that was lovely. And I can already see that there's signs that this one is going to do the same. So it's a rapid grower. What I want to do next is get this one on a moss pole. Not necessarily a moss pole, but on a pole, because this is a climber and he likes to climb. So hopefully I can do that and encourage it. And also, guys, as it's growing, I can see that if I move the moss to the side, that the roots are really starting to, can you see that? Let me see. So here we go. So I wrapped this root with some sphagnum moss and navigated it down towards the bottom. And I think that's really helped it to sort of establish itself. And on this side, I'm doing the same with some new roots that are emerging. And this time, there are two. So there's one that you will see there. And there's another one over here. Yeah, I think this plant definitely likes it a little colder, which is why I've moved it into this grow tent as opposed to the one in the little greenhouse in my room. And I think that's also encouraged this growth as well. So I'm excited, guys. The Anthurium Cutucuense. There we go. There we go. All right. So next up, and the final Anthurium on my list. I wasn't expecting it, but I welcomed it all the same, guys. This plant, it's been a real slow grower for me, and I'm excited that it's now starting to pick up the pace, because it's a gorgeous plant. The leaf texture is it's lovely. It's wonderful. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes next with this plant. And of course, this plant is the Anthurium. What is it? It's the Anthurium Luxurians cross Radicans. Boom, you guys are no stranger to this plant if you have been watching my channel for a little while. It's a lovely, lovely plant. Unfortunately, this leaf was gorgeous, and I trapped it in the grow tent, in the zip, so it sort of ripped. But anyway, that's all right, because look at this, guys. We've got, boom, a new leaf that's emerging. And I am super excited for it, and I can't wait for it to grow and harden off. And I'm going to make sure that I don't damage it any more than it needs to be. But more than that, guys, I don't know if you saw it, but there we go. We've got inflorescence. Oh, look at that. I did not expect it. And the plant, there's two plants in here. This one that it's growing from only has the 3 leaves, so one including this new one, and then there's another plant here which I don't know what to do with. This one, it's just really slow, it's not doing much. This is the leaf that I actually shipped with from Indonesia, so it's kind of funny that I don't know what more to do with it. But anyway, I think it's doing well. It's growing some new roots, so hopefully that one will start to kick into overdrive as well. For those that are more experienced with Anthuriums than me, please do let me know in the comments if I am able to pollinate this with a Anthurium forgetii pollen as well. I'm not sure if it's part of the same, it's obviously the same family, but same genus or whatever it is, because I know not all Anthuriums can cross other Anthuriums. Nevertheless, I am going to try. I'm going to try to see what I can make of this. Hopefully we can get a cross. That would be quite interesting, wouldn't it? A velvet leaf with these ridges and valleys and peaks in the leaf. That could be quite interesting. So I am gonna try to pollinate this one and see how we go. I'm not too sure. Let's see. So the next up on my list is the only Monstera in my favorites for February, and that is this bad boy behind me. Boom, my Monstera Deliciosa. Now bear with me whilst I pull it out of this corner. It's quite big, it's grown in quite a lot. So bear with me 1 second, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. Oh. Okay guys. I've got it. Look at it. It's huge. It's growing really, really rapidly. You know what? Take that back. It hasn't been growing rapidly since the winter. It hasn't put out any new growth until just the other day. I realized that it's really kicking into overdrive for February. Here's one leaf, so this one's going to be maybe bigger than this leaf here. There's another one actually. Whoops, it's hitting the ceiling. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's unruly, guys. Anyway, here we go. There's another leaf over here where my finger is. That's growing, and another one on the bottom. So there's quite a few new growth points. Can you see me? Can you see me? There we go. There's quite a few new growth points that are emerging. And I think it might be a combination of me, let's get you guys a good view of this plant. It might be a combination of me moving my grow lights a little bit closer to this plant, because since I did, it's just sort of triggered it to start growing new growth. I'm really, really excited. And interestingly enough, and I'm going to try to get this in some B-roll, one of the aerial roots has actually attached itself to the pole. This pole right here, this pole that I took from my garden when I was getting it ready for summer last year. It's attached itself to the pole, which is really, really cool. And yeah, I didn't expect it. I thought, you know, it needed to be wet like a moss pole, but it did it. So hopefully some others will also connect or attach themselves as well. So let me put this down because it's quite heavy. There you have it, the Monstera Deliciosa. So the next plant is this one right here, the Philodendron Imperial Red. Let me get it down. This is another very heavy plant, right? But if you guys haven't seen it, I've done a sort of a care guide to this plant on my channel. I will link it in the cards up here. But guys, just have a look at that. It's just gorgeous. Now, interestingly enough, when I did that video, I had it in soil. And I have since moved it over into leca. It's in a glazed terracotta pot, and it's sitting in this sort of plate. I've just sort of found this interesting plate at a charity shop or a thrift shop, if that's how you pronounce it. And I just thought, yep, these two go quite nicely together to complement the color of the leaves and so on. But since I've done that, guys, it's really taken off. There's lots of new growth. I think starting from definitely this leaf here is new since I've posted the video. So everything else is old. I think it's dropped one leaf and it's kept everything else. But it's really growing. Here's a leaf here, the latest leaf, and no doubt before this one hardens off, you can actually see it in here. So if I show you guys, this is so heavy. All right, so this is the current leaf, and just here, if I move this sheaf over, there you go. You can see the new one coming out already. So it's just been really constant, really sort of reliable with its new growth. What I do when the new growth is coming in, and it's still sort of wrapped tight, I'll come in with a little spray bottle and I spray it down. And then what that does, it actually unsticks the leaf and allows it to unfurl. So that prevents any damage, sort of like this leaf over here with the holes or anything else like that. So that's just a little tip for you guys. When your plants are growing new leaves and you don't want them to be damaged, give them a little spray, a little spritz, and that will help to loosen things up. Now, at the risk of damaging my shoulder any further, I'm going to put this back. So that was it, guys. That was my February favorites. In fact, the first ever favorite video that I've ever done. If you did enjoy it, do let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about the plants that I've shown in today's video. And if you have seen it, actually, if you've been part of my channel for a little while, thank you. But if you have been part of my channel, you would have seen some of these plants from when I sort of first got them to where they are today, and you'll be able to see the change and the reason why I'm so excited that they are where they are today. That's it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep planting.